What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the other day, Treyarch put out a tiny little update for Black Ops 6. But in that update, there is something that is pretty huge. But I'll be real with you guys, I don't think Treyarch is handling this correctly. Now, of course, my hope is not lost just yet. I still have a tad bit of hope that Treyarch will suck it up and fix what needs to be fixed. But seriously, I still think that this video has to be put together. But ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep, if you guys are interested in more content just like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern time. And of course, if you guys are interested in any of my live streams, I won't be live today on Sunday. Usually those are my off days, but I will be back on Monday. So if you want to check out any of those streams or even see the VODs that are saved on that channel, by all means, you can find a link to my Twitch channel down in the description of this video. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and hop into the super duper negatives that must be discussed, I want to start off with a little positive here. As you can see, they introduced a new playlist into the game. First and foremost, Stakeout 24/7. I've seen a lot of people disappointed that it's not hardcore Stakeout 24/7, but still, for the camo grinders, this is going to be absolutely huge. For me personally, I don't really care. I don't like the smaller maps, so. But again, for camo grinders, this is it. So you guys are going to be really cooking this weekend, or for, however long this is going to last. And then the 10v10 mosh pit is finally being introduced into Black Ops 6. And the maps that are going to be introduced into the 10v10 mosh pit are Red Card, Rewind, Vault, Vorkuta, Lowtown, Derelict, Skyline, Scud, and Nuketown. Honestly, that's a pretty good rotation. That's a pretty dang good rotation. I was worried they're going to put like Bebleon up in the 10v10, map rotation, which honestly, I feel like at a certain point, I wouldn't mind just for the overall chaos. But right now, I do want them to hyper-focus the bigger maps because, going into this game, all the maps are so heavily small. And the bigger maps don't really get too much love. And I feel like it's because people just hate, anything that's larger than Nuketown. Although people still complain that, they hate the small maps. I don't get it. People hate the small maps, and then when they get bigger maps, they hate the bigger maps. It is what it is, but I think 10v10 is going to allow people to have a bit better of an experience on a lot of these maps, like Vorkuta, for example. I love Vorkuta, but people just say it plays too slow, so maybe 10v10 will spice it up for the rest of the community and make it actually a tad bit more decent. But again, that's not why I enjoy 10v10, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while now, you guys know why I love 10v10 within Call of Duty, because it basically takes away the skill-based matchmaking. Now, it doesn't do it all the time, but yeah, compared to 6v6, it definitely reduces the chances of having to be in an overly sweaty match, which, I'm so thankful for. It's one of the main reasons why I typically only play 10v10 in other games. Like Modern Warfare 3, the majority of my gameplay, 10v10. All the games that have that to offer, that is where I kind of gravitate towards. I mean, shoot, even back in Modern Warfare 2019, I remember only going into Ground War because it was just, much more casual of an experience compared to 6v6. Vanguard, combat pacing, you know what I'm saying? I enjoy the larger player counts because the matchmaking, it would just take too long to find, all like 20 plus individuals to sink into my match that are my similar skill level. It's much easier just to hyper-focus 12, individuals. So 6v6 has thicker matchmaking, 10v10 is a little bit looser. So I'm very thankful that Treyarch finally introduced this into the game. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to go ahead and start discussing the negative of today's video, and that is the perk adjustments they have made here for Recon. Yes, you heard that correctly. They went ahead and touched upon Recon again, which I was excited to see happen, but it seems that things aren't really going too well. Instead of doing the correct thing and completely removing this horrifying specialty perk away from the game and reworking it, they seem to just be slowly nerfing and nerfing and nerfing until it's non-existent. They even nerfed it to a point where it just isn't logical anymore. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see right here, they are claiming that it's from 1.5 to 0.5 seconds that you're going to be able to see highlighted enemies, through the walls. But keep in mind, this is the updated patch notes. The first notes that they put out, they toned it down from 1.5 to 1. And then the community, the feedback from the community was so bad that within the hour, I'm not lying, this was within the same exact day, they put out another updated patch notes that reduced it to 0.5. Now, I know people are going to say that, I guess they're pointing in the right direction. But again, this isn't why the perk is overpowered. Not even in the slightest. I don't care about how long I get to see the enemies through the walls. Shoot, you can make it 0.2 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, it doesn't matter. What matters is that I can indeed see everybody's placement before I can move out from my spawn. That is the biggest issue here. That is why this must be removed from the game and reworked. And I'm really hoping that Treyarch does this, because this, to me personally, would show that they are willing to go above and beyond for their community to make sure that this game will indeed be balanced out, just like Sledgehammer did with Modern Warfare 3. But so far, seeing them just reduce it more and more and more is not showing me that. It's showing me that they're sticking with their guns, they're sticking with their ego, they 110% think that this is the right thing to have in the game, and instead of reworking such a broken, I can't even think, I want to say many worse things, but I don't want to, get too vulgar up in here. The most broken thing in the game, instead of just reworking it to make it fit the game better, they are just tuning it, lower and lower and lower and lower. No, we don't want it tuned, because again, that doesn't change anything. I see a ton of people telling me that, I'm a camper or something like that because I want this specialty perk removed. That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. This specialty perk right here is made for the camper, not the rusher. That logic makes no sense to me. How could someone potentially even come to the conclusion that I am a camper because I want this removed? If you are a rusher, if you are an experienced player, you don't need wall hacks to tell where an enemy is camping. It honestly doesn't take any skill level at all. Someone who just picks up a first-person shooter could easily dictate where someone's camping at, because guess what? They're camping. They're gonna be in the same exact spot. So why would you need this perk to tell where they're going to be still camping? Just like map knowledge. That's all you need, is map knowledge. No, this perk right here, guys, is made for the camper. There's two sides to this perk that I personally see from. First and foremost, again, being the fact that you can spot all the enemies' placements before you even push up onto the battlefield every time you die, right? This isn't something that happens every so often. No, this is every time that you respawn, you see exactly where the enemies are placed. I don't think anybody understands how overpowered that is, especially in a group setting where you're playing with a bunch of friends and you can simply call out each and every individual without even being in the fight. You can be in the spawn and give 4 call-outs on where people are, holding the hard point or a domination flag before you even get into the fight every single time you spawn. You are turning this game into a simulator. It's no longer about skill, map knowledge, actually having to understand where people are going to be, understand power positions, and actually understand how to flank. No, everything is artificial now. You see all the enemies right out the gate. It doesn't matter how long they're on the screen. It could be, like I said, 0.2 seconds, 0.1 seconds. It doesn't matter. You see where they're at. You can call them out instantly, and it gives you an easy advantage over them because they don't see where you're spawning, Like I said, it doesn't make any freaking sense. This is just, it's broken. But again, the second side is for the campers, because like I said before, people are claiming that I want this removed because I camp, but that's the complete opposite. Like I just said, if you rush, you understand how to flank. You understand camping spots. You don't need Recon to tell you where they're at through the walls. You'll just simply go and try to take them out of the camping position. This benefits the camper more than the rusher, because guess what? After you finally get them out of the camping position, after you push and try to flank and try to come up with many different ideas on how to get them out of that spot, and you finally do it, you finally overcome this individual, you take that spot, and now you control it. They spawn into the map, they see you right through the wall, and they instantly kill you. Like, the whole point of being able to push up to that point and take it is supposed to mean that you control it, and you should be able to, start to rotate it, but then someone can literally look at you with wall hacks right out the spawn. And let me ask you, where does Recon benefit you as a rusher throughout this whole experience? Is Recon benefiting you anymore when you kill the camper? Are you getting a scan? Or do you get to see them in their spawn, after you take the camper out? No, it's useless. The Recon perk then bounces to the benefit of the camper who's respawning back in the game and gets to see your exact location. So while you're trying to set up your defensive maneuvers and get ready for a spawn trap after they were sitting in that spot the whole time, they get to see every move you make. So ladies and gentlemen, the point being made here is that Treyarch needs to drop the ego with this perk and redo it. I mean, even just a simple UAV sweep would be tremendously better than what they're doing right now, because it could still give the same benefit. You could see the general idea of where the enemies are at, right? You could see what side of the map that they're on, or, if one of the red dots is rotating. But to allow you to see through the wall so you know the exact head glitch, the exact call out of this individual before you even get onto the battlegrounds is busted. It needs to be redone, and I can't think of any way to really defend a perk that allows you to have free wall hacks upon every single death. It's basically like a death streak without actually having to go on a death streak, And it gets even worse because if you really think about it, the spawns in this game are so gunked up that sometimes you get bad spawns. You spawn into, right behind a group of enemies. You get Recon on top of it, and you mow them all down. Like, that's even worse. So, I don't know, man. I want to know what you guys think down in the comment section. Let me know if you think I'm crazy, or do you agree? Do you think the Recon perk should be adjusted? But regardless, free wall hacks are free wall hacks. But ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern Time. And if you want to go ahead and check out any of my live streams, I'll be live on Monday again over on Twitch, starting at around 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, if you guys are interested, I got a link to that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all next one. Peace out.